Good morning, YouTube. It is I, Sonic, the Wrestling Reporter Hedgehog, and I am back with another early morning video. And let me just say, I had to be at work today at 6, so it's now 3:31 here in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm going to be talking to you guys about two superstars. The first one I'm going to be talking to you guys about is Jeff Hardy. Now, with Jeff Hardy going to be on WWE Backstage tonight at 11, I'm going to be predicting 5 feuds for Jeff Hardy on SmackDown. So, let us begin, shall we? Jeff Hardy appears ready to return to WWE SmackDown soon. And here are 5 possible feuds for Jeff Hardy. WWE fans haven't seen Jeff Hardy in the ring since the episode of SmackDown after WrestleMania last year, when the Hardy Boys defeated the Usos. Dream match was amazing. That was my dream match. Hardy Boys versus the Usos. 2 best tag teams in the world going at. That was amazing. It would be better if it was a WrestleMania dream match. No offense, though. But it was a good match, in case you guys didn't know. And this was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, and the Hardy Boys won it. Their post-WrestleMania 35 pop and 9th run together as Tag Team Champions was short-lived, however, as the Hardys were forced to extinguish the titles on April 30th due to a leg injury to Jeff by Lars Sullivan. Nearly a year later, Jeff is scheduled to return to the ring and will be back on the blue brand. We know Jeff will make an appearance on FS1's WWE Backstage tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, which is another indication of his impending return. Additionally, Hardy was at the recent taping of SmackDown at the TD Garden in Boston. That's interesting because I had no idea about that until an old buddy of mine told me about it, who lives in Boston. Assuming Hardy is ready to make his return to WWE programming soon after this week's scheduled appearance on WWE Backstage, here are 5 possible return feuds for the 3-time World Champion, 9-time Tag Team Champion, 4-time Intercontinental Champion, and United States Champion. While there are several familiar faces for Hardy to feud with on SmackDown, the landscape has changed just enough for there to be a couple new challenges. We're going to start off with Drew Gulak. Now, I never even thought of this before. I was just picking some opponents that will be a good feud with Jeff Hardy, and this name popped into my mind, Drew Gulak. Recently, Drew Gulak has been coaching Curtis Axel, and this led to a pretty killer match on Friday Night SmackDown this past week as Axel challenged Daniel Bryan. As you expect, Bryan won, but Axel did show off his in-ring chops in the match, and it has an interesting dynamic with Gulak as his coach. Gulak has been one of WWE's most talented superstars, having shined on 205 Live no matter the role. He's made sporadic appearances on Raw and SmackDown programming, showing his well-rounded abilities in this capacity. From PowerPoint presentations to his menacing in-ring style, Gulak has long been one of WWE's most popular lower card guys. Perhaps 2020 could be the year he's given something more to work with. And a match or a rivalry with Jeff Hardy would be great for Drew. This is undoubtedly a clash of styles between Hardy and Gulak. Hardy loves high-flying, risk-taking, and playing to the crowd. Gulak is far more grounded in a multitude of ways, as he prefers a technical game and ambushes wrestlers for taking high risks. There's nothing Gulak loves more than making high-flying wrestlers pay by beating them, punishing their risk taking. Signed to the SmackDown brand, Gulak is one of the few true fresh matchups for Jeff Hardy. Next guy up, Sheamus. Sheamus and Jeff Hardy have had their clashes in the ring, with most of their recent battles occurring in tag team action when the Hardy Boys were feuding with Sheamus and Cesaro, aka The Bar. This feud came shortly after their Raw Tag Team titles victory at WrestleMania 33, which was an all-time great pop win. Let me just tell you, that was amazing, actually. Seeing the Hardy Boys return, because I never thought I was going to see them again. I was like, just once, let me see them again. Well, got to see them again, and I'm happy as heck. And as soon as the New Day came out, I was like, oh, they're going to be entered into the match. No one actually expected the Hardy Boys to actually make their entrance, because it was unpredictable. Everybody's like, it's the New Day. No. As soon as that song came on, their theme song came on, the whole crowd just went ballistic. Ugh. It just sends chills down my spine when I think about that. Jeff and Sheamus had one singles match together as a part of that feud in May, and to my knowledge, they haven't faced each other one-on-one since then. I may be wrong though, because when I did this, when I was doing some research, I didn't find nothing between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus, just tag team action. A couple months ago, Sheamus returned from an injury with a throwback gimmick. Despite having never feuded with The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, Sheamus has been as man-dancing than ever, looking to bro-kick anyone in sight. And there goes my drink. He made Shuri-Chi his first target. Perhaps Jeff Hardy will also return with a new old look a la Sheamus, and that could make a program between the two superstars and more compelling than just another rivalry between veteran competitors. Now, here's when Sheamus brought back his old gimmick, it kind of made me think of something. If Jeff Hardy does return, oh good, didn't pop. And Jeff Hardy announced that, when WWE announced that Jeff Hardy was going to be on WWE Backstage, it made me wonder if since Sheamus came back with a throwback gimmick, is Jeff Hardy going to come back with a throwback gimmick? The one gimmick I will love to see him come back as, besides the No More Words one, Willow. I would love to see him come back as Willow. Now explain to that why I said that after I name off the rest of the opponents that I love to see Jeff Hardy face. In his most recent stint on SmackDown, Hardy showed in matches with the likes of The Miz that he has what it takes to make matchups with familiar opponents interesting in the ring. As the fans like to chant, Jeff still has it. Mustafa Ali is my next feud that I would love to see Jeff Hardy go into. The stipulation is that Jeff Hardy will return to WWE with the same alignment as before his April injury. As Hardy remains a popular babyface in the ring, fans love cheering for him and encouraging him to take high-risk moves, and his familiar move set is always good for a pop, particularly the Swanton Bomb and Whisper in the Wind. That said, WWE could decide to go in a different direction with Hardy. Sorry, I was about to burp for a minute. When they bring him back to WWE programming. Or they could choose to slowly turn him to the dark side. As long as we don't get Darth Vader doing it, we're good. A heel Jeff Hardy feuding with Mustafa Ali will be incredible. And if Hardy puts over Ali, that could be a dream situation for the fans, including me. Light versus dark. Ali has all the talent to become a fan favorite and multi-time world champion like Hardy. Because he's also excellent at getting the fans on his side, the former 205 Live star is known for generating Janine Symphony, which is a rare talent. But even if Hardy doesn't turn heel, it would still be awesome watching these two tremendous in-ring talents going at it in a fierce SmackDown match that receives significant time. Jeff can still go in the ring, and we all know how good Ali is. A win for Ali over Hardy would do wonders in rebuilding Daniel Bryan's former rival as a man to watch closely on the Brew brand. Now here's one that I didn't see coming. Killer Kross. We have yet to see Killer Kross debut in WWE after choosing the world's largest wrestling promotion over competitive interests from AEW and NJPW. Kross was a major star from Impact Wrestling despite never holding the World Championship, and Anaheim's wrestling promotion clearly dropped the ball with their best male talent. Regardless, Kross looks posed for an ultimate push in a spot on either Raw or SmackDown, with many people speculating that he would debut on Friday nights. There's been a recent glitch in the arena, and while some fans believe it's Mustafa Ali, others are sure it's Kross. If it is Kross, then an immediate rivalry with Jeff Hardy could be awesome. Like with Ali, getting the better of a WWE legend like Jeff Hardy could be wonders for Kross, who would be set up quickly as an upper mid-card player and future world champion. Feuding with an established babyface like Hardy can get major heat on Kross. And the in-ring and character dynamics of Jeff Hardy can help showcase Kross's twisted character. Kross has a world of upside, and it could be awesome watching him and Hardy come to blows inside the ring, with Kross lashing out at a WWE icon. Now, this one I thought of. John Morrison. Speaking of WWE legends, John Morrison is also back in WWE after starring as a main event talent with Impact Wrestling. He's currently one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions alongside The Miz, who reverted back to his old self after a match with Bray Wyatt at TLC. Not The Fiend, Funhouse Bray Wyatt. The Miz and Morrison should head into WrestleMania 36 as champions after successfully defending the titles this coming Sunday in Philadelphia in an Elimination Chamber match, but they'll likely drop the titles to Jimmy and Jay Uso or someone else at the shows. That would free up Miz and Morrison for post-WrestleMania rivalries. The Miz and Jeff Hardy had plenty of run-ins in 2020 on SmackDown, and while they could find some way of making a new feud feel fresh, it's best to keep them separate. However, we haven't seen Morrison and Hardy in the ring together in more than a decade, and the nostalgia of watching the former world title opponents still pushing off big moves in 2020 would be absolutely incredible. Morrison's return has been fun so far with the Miz reunion, but it will really heat up when he has throwback matches with Hardy and matches against up and comers like the one suggested for Hardy and Killer Cross and Mustafa Ali. Now, the one wrestler that I did not mention was the Fiend Bray Wyatt. Now, hear me out on this. Bray Wyatt faced Matt Hardy. Had a little feud going on with him. But would it have been right to see Jeff Hardy have a feud with Bray Wyatt? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. I mean, it'll be a good fight, but however, Jeff Hardy and the Fiend were supposed to go at it with each other. I don't want to see Jeff Hardy come out as himself. Like his normal self. I want to see Willow come back and face the Fiend. That will be an excellent matchup. No doubt in my mind would it be a good matchup. So, we covered Jeff Hardy. So this next superstar that we are going to be talking about is no other than this dude right here, Braun Strowman. And we're going to be talking about the 3 opponents for Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. As we all know, Braun Strowman is the current Intercontinental Champion and does not yet have an official opponent for WWE WrestleMania 36. The following will to identify and explain 3 possible opponents for the monster among men on the grandest stage of them all. Considering that Braun Strowman lost more than 5 Universal Championship matches in his career, mainly coming from Brock Lesnar, it was splendid to see him win his first ever main roster singles championship last month against Shinsuke Nakamura. And I thought Shinsuke was never going to lose because of freaking stupid Sami Zayn. Always wanted to be a little crybaby when he doesn't get his way. Because towards the end of the match when Braun Strowman was about to pin Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn took off his hat, took off his jacket, and tried to interfere the match. If you didn't realize that. Although this championship victory was historic for his career, Braun Strowman is still a one-dimensional superstar whose momentum was severely tarnished to the point that such a historic championship victory at this stage of his career is trifling. Clearly, Strowman is not inspirational, humorous, or even charismatic. He's simply a destructive monster of amateur mic skills and a limited move set. Although destroying automobiles and musical instruments was gnarly at first, it won't do the trick this time. Instead, Strowman needs to be in a meaningful rivalry with a superstar who could push him to his limits and help him find that missing dimension he so desperately needs for his character development. Character development is very important in the WWE, and that's true. But the blame on Strowman's character development should not always be targeted to Strowman himself or even the creative team. Most times, it takes 2 superstars to tango and more magic happens. Henceforth, Strowman needs to battle an established superstar at WrestleMania 36. That will bring that missing dimension out of him. And we're going to start with the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. Remember the memorable rivalries Sheamus had with Big Show and Mark Henry back in 2012. Sheamus tends to work quite well with bigger opponents, bring the best out of them both in matches and promos, so he would be a by official WrestleMania 36 opponent for Braun Strowman in his first Intercontinental Championship run. Also, Sheamus has a very important reason to battle Strowman at Mania, to become Ultimate Grand Slam Champion. As many WWE superstars know, the Intercontinental Championship once elude Sheamus' career, and it's the only championship he needs to become an ultimate Grand Slam champion, like the Rated R superstar Edge did in the past. Since Sheamus has been winning all of his matches lately, he could be considered for a mid-card championship opportunity sooner rather than later. He can't wrestle smaller superstars like Shorty G and Apollo Crews forever. Besides, his rivalry with these two superstars are too predictable and thereby boring. Instead, he needs to start picking on someone his own size. As Sheamus hinted 2 weeks ago on Friday Night SmackDown, he will start hunting bigger prey. And there's no bigger prey than the monster among men, Braun Strowman. This will be a money match for WrestleMania. It still has enough time to be built after Strowman very likely retains his Intercontinental Championship against Nakamura, Zayn, and Cesaro at Elimination Chamber. Number 2, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, King Corbin. Remember the forgivable rivalry Braun Strowman and King Corbin had on Raw in 2018? Since that rivalry was not that memorable, many WWE fans could groan at this rivalry being revitalized. However, it could end up being better this time around. Unlike Braun Strowman, King Corbin's character has developed since King of the Ring and has helped him evolve into a multi-dimensional superstar who acts like a stupid dictator. Jobber. As his character improved, he also improved his in-ring skills, for his matches have been more enjoyable to watch as of late. Hopefully Corbin's evolution will rub off on Strowman if they were to cross paths again. Corbin, a one-time United States champion and Money in the Bank winner, has been on SmackDown since the 2019 draft and has not yet won the Intercontinental Championship. Neither the WWE title, the Universal title. Which one am I missing? I do believe Raw title and the SmackDown tag team titles. So, considering that this rivalry with Roman Reigns is finally over, thank God, because I started to hate it. At their Super Showdown, Corbin got all mad, said, I want a rematch with Roman Reigns at Super Showdown. Well, guys match, lost. So, yeah. He eventually lost that rivalry, so Roman Reigns won the rivalry, King Jobber lost. Thank God on that. His next step could be get back in the championship picture and regain his momentum in the process. With the Universal Championship match at WrestleMania 36 already occupied by Roman Reigns and Goldberg, King Corbin should focus on the Intercontinental Championship. If he could deliver the highly protected End of Days to Strowman at WrestleMania, Corbin could find himself adding another precious championship to his resume. Number 1, Daniel Bryan. Now, Daniel Bryan, when Sami Zayn offered him to join his stable with Nakamura and Cesaro, I think he was a little hesitant, but then The Fiend appeared. It changed everything. Considering that Strowman is currently in a rivalry with Sami Zayn's stable in WWE Elimination Chamber 2020, now would be an ideal time for Braun Strowman to accept that offer and the Yes Movement, join the stable, turn heel, thereby insert himself into the Intercontinental Championship picture against Braun Strowman. Although Braun will have an amazing technical match with Drew Gulak, it's not a money match that casual fans will like to see on the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Daniel Bryan versus Braun Strowman for the Intercontinental Championship is a money match for the biggest pay-per-view of the year. It's an atypical David versus Goliath rivalry that has never been done before in WWE. If anyone is phenomenal at bringing the best out of a one-dimensional superstar, it's Daniel Bryan, as can be indicated by his memorable WWE Championship rivalries with Big Show, Mark Henry, John Cena, Randy Orton, and recently at last year's WrestleMania, Kofi Kingston. Daniel Bryan is the ideal opponent. Strowman needs for his first Intercontinental Championship run. Booking this match will help both superstars. Bryan will be able to evade his slump after losing to Wyatt, the Fiend, twice in Universal Championship matches and help Strowman discover the missing dimension in his character development. Unlike Sheamus and King Corbin, Daniel Bryan has actually been Intercontinental Champion before. He won it, if you remember. He won it at WrestleMania 31, but his one championship reign was short-lived due to an injury, so a huge redemption arc could come into play here on his road to WrestleMania 36. So that is interesting. It's interesting that these two superstars, what I just talked about, it will be amazing. But this will be I think in my opinion, seeing Jeff Hardy and Braun Strowman actually return, that will be a good match. But the one match I will love to see, and this only happened at a live event, it was a steel cage match between Braun Strowman and The Fiend. Because a while back, if I'm not mistaken, The Fiend attacked this man, Braun Strowman, with a mandible claw. Not once, but twice. So that would be also a good rivalry. Since The Fiend and Braun Strowman, since Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman used to be part of the Wyatt family, it would actually be a good match to see happen. But not for WrestleMania, because The Fiend is facing John Cena at WrestleMania after John Cena said, I'm not going to fight at WrestleMania. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this video. Hit that like and subscribe button for me. For it is 4 a.m. here in Columbus, Ohio, and I had to get ready for work. Even though I don't have to be at work until 6 a.m. It's good to get up, take a shower, and do whatever I need. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell for post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time when I do another wrestling video. This is Sonic, the Wrestling Reporter Hedgehog, saying thank you guys so much for joining me. Gotta go fast.